I never thought one small act of kindness would put my entire life on pause. One night, one decision, and one question the next morning changed how I saw myself forever. When my boss looked at me with fear in her eyes and asked, "Did anything happen between us last night?" my heart sank because I knew the answer mattered more than my job. This is a story about temptation, trust, and how kindness, even when no one is watching, can quietly shape who we become. Before we begin, if you enjoy emotional, real-life inspired stories that remind us of the power of kindness, please subscribe to your channel name, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us bring more meaningful stories like this to you. I was 26 years old, working as a junior account manager at a mid-sized marketing firm in Chicago. It wasn't my dream job, but it paid the bills, and after growing up with very little, stability meant everything to me. My boss, Linda, was in her early 40s, smart, confident, and respected by everyone in the office. She had a presence that made people sit up straighter when she walked by. She wasn't unkind, but she wasn't warm either. Strict deadlines, high expectations, and very little personal talk. We were professional, nothing more. Or at least, that's what I thought. One Friday night, the company hosted a celebration dinner for landing a huge client. It was at a nice downtown restaurant, the kind with dim lighting and expensive wine glasses. I almost didn't go, but attendance felt expected. At first, everything was normal. Speeches, laughter, clinking glasses. But as the night went on, I noticed Linda drinking more than usual. Way more. Her sharp edges softened. Her words slowed. By the time dessert arrived, she could barely sit straight. People started leaving in groups. Taxis pulled up outside. One by one, the office cleared out until it was just me, Linda, and a waiter who looked worried. She tried to stand and nearly fell. "I'm fine," she said, slurring, waving her hand. She wasn't fine. I looked around, expecting someone else to step in. No one did. HR was gone. Her peers were gone. It was just me. I hesitated. This was my boss. What if this got weird? What if people talked? But then I thought about my mom, who worked double shifts and once told me, "Kindness is who you are when it costs you something." I walked over and said, "Linda, let me get you home, just to be safe." She looked at me for a long moment, eyes unfocused, then nodded. "Okay, thank you." I helped her into a cab and gave the driver her address from her phone. The ride was quiet, except for her mumbling apologies and saying how tired she was. When we arrived, she struggled with the keys, so I gently took them and opened the door. Her house was beautiful but lonely, clean, quiet, almost too quiet. "I don't feel so good," she said suddenly, rushing to the bathroom. I waited outside, awkwardly staring at a framed photo of her and a younger woman I assumed was her daughter. When she came out, she looked pale and embarrassed. "I'm so sorry you had to see this," she said. "It's okay," I replied. "Let's get you to bed." I helped her sit on the edge of the bed, handed her a glass of water, and left it on the nightstand. I turned away immediately, giving her privacy. She reached out and grabbed my wrist. "Stay," she said softly. My heart started pounding. In that moment, 1,000 thoughts raced through my mind. This was dangerous territory. Power imbalance, alcohol, consequences. I gently pulled my hand back. "Linda, you're not feeling well. You need rest." She looked confused, then tired. "Okay. You're a good man," she murmured, lying down. I pulled a blanket over her, turned off the light, and left her bedroom door slightly open. I slept on the couch for an hour, just to be sure she didn't need help. Then I quietly left, locking the door behind me. I didn't tell anyone, not a friend, not a coworker. I didn't want attention or praise. I just wanted the moment to pass. The next morning, my phone buzzed. A message from Linda. "Can we talk in my office? Please?" My stomach dropped. When I walked in, she looked different. Pale, serious, eyes full of anxiety. She closed the door and said, very carefully, "I don't remember much from last night." I nodded. She swallowed hard. "Did anything happen between us?" That question hung in the air like a test I never studied for. I took a deep breath and said, "No, nothing happened. I took you home, made sure you were safe, and left." Her eyes filled with tears instantly. She sat down, covering her face. "Thank you," she whispered. "You have no idea how scared I was to ask that." She told me she'd been under intense pressure. Divorce, custody issues. She rarely drank, but last night everything spilled over. She said she was ashamed and afraid of what she might have done. "I trusted you," she said, "and you honored that trust when I couldn't even remember." After that day, something changed, not in a dramatic movie-style way, but quietly. She became kinder, more patient, she listened more, and a few months later, during performance reviews, she promoted me. Not because of that night, she said, but because my character showed up in my work every day. A year later, when I left the company for a better opportunity, she wrote me a letter. In it, she said that night reminded her that kindness still existed in a world where power is often abused. I keep that letter to this day. Looking back, I realize kindness isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a choice you make when no one would blame you for choosing differently. It's what you do when you could take advantage, but don't. When you protect someone else's dignity, even at your own risk. That night didn't make me rich or famous, but it gave me something better, peace. And maybe that's the real reward of kindness. It lets you sleep at night, knowing you did the right thing, even when it was hard. If this story moved you, remember this. You never know how one small, quiet act of kindness can ripple into someone else's life. Be that person. Choose kindness. Always.